Part of the reason I looked at Cornell was one, of course, for what it's well known for. So a big part of it is the ILO school is very well known. The other piece of it, though, is I was an undergrad. So about 10 years ago, I graduated, and the experience here definitely got me thinking about wanting to come back to campus. But for me, what was important is that I had a bit more flexibility. So I didn't really have the option to, leave work and then come back and kind of spend that dedicated time. So I needed to be able to have that balance. But the other thing that I was really thinking about was I wanted to have a learning experience that was immediately applicable. So I didn't want to learn something in theory and in philosophy and figure out on my own how to apply it. So that application piece was really important. In terms of the decision, it's funny. I was actually having a conversation with a colleague, and I have to say it was probably one of the best decisions I've made. So I've taken purposely a lot of time to think about. I wanted to pursue advanced education, but I wanted to do it in the right way where I felt like I could contribute something to the group just as much as I was looking to get something out of it. So for me, this was probably one of the best decisions I've made. I've done it entirely on my own, and I really made that choice on my own to be able to go into the program and get the most out of it. So I'd have to say, from a career standpoint, you can only learn but so much on the job, and there's something to be said for being in an academic setting and starting to apply some of the new things that are coming out and learning from your cohort, quite frankly, because you don't often get that opportunity. I've been with my company 8 years, and so that group of talent and that knowledge is sort of static in some ways, and so it's really nice to get out there and kind of know what's out and what else is going on in the field. I'm finding that the on-site piece of it is to me, the most beneficial. I think, sitting at home on a computer and looking through the content, you definitely get a lot of value out of that, but there is something that's really critical that's missing, which is, I think, that connection to the broader community, and also being able to think about concepts a little bit differently. So I'm only, they always say 2 heads are better than 1. When I'm sitting in front of the computer, I'm limited to what's in my headset and what I'm thinking and what I'm really kind of getting out of the content. And so the on-site has been a really, quite frankly, amazing transition between what we've been learning over the course of the last several months and how we can actually use it in the workforce and how other people are interpreting the things that we've learned. So for me, I'm finding that to be valuable, and it's sort of bittersweet that we're ending tomorrow. I'm certainly looking forward to sleeping in my own bed, but it's nice to be with a group of practitioners who are open and welcoming and really can abandon ego and status and even position to kind of benefit from each other, and a lot of that learning is even through osmosis. In terms of where I found the most value and where I was a bit hesitant was coming in, being 10 years into my career, and actually I think one of the criteria for applying is at a minimum 10 years of experience. And so I often questioned, going into it, who are the other members of the cohort, and am I going to be able to provide the same value that I hope to get out of it? And so what I found to be really, quite frankly, really wonderful about the program is that there's such diversity. So you've got folks who, have been in their career a little bit longer. You've got folks who are CHROs who've been in their industry for several years. But that diversity in that mix, you've got folks from manufacturing and individuals from banking and finance. And I think that piece of it has really brought together the content in a different way, because you're getting these multiple perspectives that you wouldn't otherwise get in a different setting. And so it's really sort of put that at ease for me to say, I can contribute something that's different. So I'm actually the only one in my cohort that's from retail. And so things that they may not know about, or even common misconceptions about, candidates coming from different industries, I think we start to kind of diffuse that a bit and get to interact on a more human level.